We're letting him have it.
Let him have it.
Let him. Let him eat cake, folks. Welcome to Tavern Chat, your afternoon random vidcast or something or other. I am Eric Tenkar, one of your current bartenders here in the OSR. The other is Old Man Grognard, Glenn Hallstrom.
He's not one of the bartenders. He's the bar owner.
All right, he's the bouncer. Glenn's the bouncer. All right.
Yeah, he's the absentee owner of Tenkar's Tavern here.
There you go.
Yeah. Duffy's Tavern. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hi, Duffy. No, nobody will get that. I swear to God, nobody will get that reference. But you know what I'm talking about. So
yeah.
So it's been a while.
It's been a while. Listen, these afternoons, there are weeks where I get slammed with appointments. Part of getting old and being retired means that between
A lot of
me and Rach and my parents, there are appointments going up the wazoo sometimes. Mark's genre mixer. What's up, guys? How are you today? Well, I'm suffering from allergies. So if you see me rubbing my eyes, it's allergy season here.
And I've got a bunch of workers on my roof working on fixing it. That's why I'm in the dining room, because if I was in the office, they're right above me and you can't hear anything.
There you go. It's like,
so I put on my iPad and made it work. I made it work.
Are there fiddlers on your roof? No, they're just wakers.
Yeah, I made it work because I'm one of those guys who mine's the bigger hammer theory. If you can't get it to work, try a bigger hammer.
Okay, as opposed to trying to get the proper peg into the proper hole.
Yeah,
just whack it a bit hard. I can see that.
Yeah.
Cooperative Waffles, welcome.
Hi, Cooperative. Oh, and I'm wearing my Judges Guild shirt.
Yes, which is apropos with the. You didn't back the State of the Invincible Overlord Kickstarter, did you, back in the day?
I wasn't stupid.
No, you weren't. Glenn, you weren't stupid.
Well, it happened the same time as the Tunnels and Trolls Kickstarter.
Oh,
and I remember Janelle saying, if you back this Kickstarter, something's going to happen in this Kickstarter that you'll like. Or he said some kind of connection on there. But I looked at it and I go, well, one, I've got the original. And two, something seems a little off.
Well, they added miniatures, and that was the...
Yeah, and I looked at that and I go, I have a feeling this is never going to fulfill, so I'm not going to do it.
Well, you were a wise man, Glenn, because I didn't back it a huge amount. I think it was like $7. And this fiasco was going on for years. And by the way, just a little peek behind the curtain, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, Bob Jr., who's the senior of Bob
Senior.
Well, he's senior to his child, Bob III. I was in communication with Bob Jr. off and on in the early days of the fiasco. We will call
that's what is that what we're calling it now? Okay.
What happened was he had put that project in his son, Bob III's hands.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob III kept on running out of funds to accomplish what he needed to accomplish. They needed to hire a layout person. So Bob II cut a check to hire a layout person. And then Bob III hired himself to be the layout person. So there's a lot of reasons why this project failed, but mismanagement, and not by Junior, but by his
progeny.
Certainly not a prodigy, but yeah.
Oh, by the way, says you recommended Pathfinder, and they're having fun with it. And thank you.
Oh, the PC game. Okay, I got nervous there for a second. I was like, I recommended Pathfinder, but no. Okay, they're talking about the PC game. It was It was probably when it was on sale as a bundle. Yeah, no, that's. I don't play as much in the way of computer games as you think I would in retirement. I don't have time.
Don, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Don?
How
Hey,
you
the
doing,
Don's in the
Don?
room.
He's going to be on tomorrow night with Mark, and we're
Oh
gonna.
yeah, that's right. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
well, I mean, Gangbusters BX has finally launched, and so we want to talk about it,
Well, and
right?
that's gonna be yep, that's gonna be fun times.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Financial mismatch. Yeah, that's a
Financial
good.
mismatch. Well, yeah, and again, I from my speaking with Bob Jr. at the time, Bob was frustrated.
Mhm.
I don't believe that he had any ill intentions with the Kickstarter, but he put it into his son's hands, and that went squirrely,
Yeah.
to say the least.
See,
So,
this is another reason why I don't like dealing with politics. This is a lot more fun.
well, yeah. So then here's the kick in the crotch, so to speak. This week, actually, maybe today, would have been 5 years since the last update on the damn project because it went silent. It went
Wow.
it went deep underwater like one of those World War II submarines, like running silent. Doot doot.
And you can see all the other silent Kickstarters down below. Yes.
Yes, it's on my radar. It's on my sonar.
Oh, look, R.
Uh, hard to port. Um, but what happened was that Judges Guild was going to be this project CSIO kind of found a new home with Goodman Games, and they were going to run a backer kit. In their exuberance, they announced the backer kit without announcing uh, their concerns, solutions, without recognizing that there was a prior Kickstarter that funded and shat the bed,
Yeah.
and it really gave Goodman a.
And
Uh,
that was funny because when I saw that, and it's like, you guys know about the other one, right?
yeah,
Right?
right. You didn't forget, right? They were just so excited at their little convention that they jumped the gun a bit. So backers are going to get taken care of. The monies that would have gone to Judges Guild are going to be put into an escrow account.
Ta-da.
So those, and then those monies are going to be used to, as best they can, make the original backers whole. So again, my problem with with Bob the Two Jr. was that there was no update on this Kickstarter for 5 years, but they were giving refunds. But
Unbelievable.
you only found out about these refunds if you stumbled across them on social media. And I had mentioned that apparently, but I didn't know what the procedure was. Just heard that they were being given. So that's not how you announce refunds. Now, why would you not announce it on Kickstarter? Well, it could be that you don't have access to the account after all those years. But since Bob updated it last week after Goodman Games announcement of what they were going to do, that doesn't seem likely. It sounds more likely that they're just if you announce your policy on the Kickstarter as an update, then 965 backers or whatever it is get the update and find out they can get money back. And then you're swarmed by requests to get money back. So that's why they didn't do it. Because and again, I know what the joke is. They spent the money on hookers and blow. Trust me, the money was not spent on
I
hookers.
thought that was the standard issue for any Kickstarters that didn't fulfill.
Yes. Um, no, the money was not spent on hookers and blow. I think they went in with good intentions, or at least Junior did, and it just mismanaged. Don, I can harp on this, and I harp on this. All monies from a crowdfunder need to go to an escrow.
Yeah,
In
that
case
sounds
things
about
go
right.
badly, you can refund as needed.
Yeah. Until
Uh,
until until it's completely fulfilled.
right now, it also says in Kickstarter and also in tabletop events, you can do mass emails to people. That's the reason I suspect that there were no updates because that would have been mass emailing people. Then the people would have gone, I can get a refund. So yeah, no, no, that's Mashugana. Oh, by the way, look at my little Tenkar's Tavern pint glass. My
Whoa.
sister got me this. Yes,
Oh, did your sister what?
my sister had these made.
Really? Speaking of having things made, time for me to pimp my stuff.
Ba-dum,
Uh,
ba-dum, ba-dum,
I
ba-dum.
got a couple more things from Printify on my store, and this is one of them. It's a journal, and see right there.
Oh,
Got
nice. Hold on. Let me zoomify.
There's my artwork on there, and in the back, my signature, and it's a blank journal. I can make them ruled or unruled, and I made
Oh,
mine
nice.
unruled because I'm unruly, and I
Ba-dum,
like. Yeah.
ba-dum.
And this was kind of like I can show this off and use it. Oh boy! So I got these in the store. I got a mouse pad I'm going to bring that wasn't quite up to snuff, but I'll bring it to the con, and I'm waiting on a coffee cup. Oh, and I got people. I've actually got customers.
There you go. By the
Oh
way,
my God,
Glenn's link is the in blue.
two of them.
Grognardstudios.printify.me.
Thank you.
Support
And
that.
I got two of them. One is, of course, Jason, and there's a guy in there I don't know, and it's like, wow, not that Jason isn't bona fide, but a bona fide customer, because for a while my best customer was me,
Well,
because
that's usually how it
I
is.
was
Yeah.
buying all these samples to
It's an
show people.
investment, man. It's an
Yeah.
investment.
So I'm glad this thing is starting to take off. I'll have more stuff. I got I remember that blanket. Oh, I showed you that blanket, right? It
Yeah.
was a black and white, but I put a color version of that up now
Oh, did you?
on there. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Mark wants to know if you can get those journals with dot grid.
I wish.
You can?
All I saw was ruled and blank.
Uh,
And it doesn't have to be brown either. There's other colors. I just bought basic brown,
so Don said, like with WizardCon 1, now that was supposed to have been last year. The venue canceled last minute over the anonymous emails to them. Everyone was refunded within 2 hours. Everyone was made whole.
cool.
And Cooperative Waffles apparently no, but maybe if you
Unfortunately,
identify with emails requesting dot grids, maybe they'll.
yeah, bury them in emails. I'd love it. I'd love to do a dot grid with this, or a um, regular square
Right.
grid. Yeah, I'd love to do that because I love dot grid. I love the dot grid stuff, the bullet point stuff, and I like it because you can either draw in it or write in it. And the way my handwriting works, I need a guide. I really do, because I've got terrible. Well, I usually printing, but
I need a
my hand,
guide that needs a
because
guide.
my handwriting is. I'm lucky I can sign my name to things. And as you can see here, I'm still working on the Gangbusters game
There you go.
for North Texas.
Yeah.
And I want to talk. I want to talk about something like that.
Yeah.
And this happens to probably a lot of GMs who write their own stuff. This is why we have modules, because there are times when you can't write stuff. And I'm running into one of those times, but I don't have a module to fall back on. So what the hell? Maybe it's the way my brain is wired, but I've got a good idea. I've got a good premise and a good idea, but then I get flooded with what do I want to do? It's like you put me in a point on a sandbox, and you can go anywhere in any direction. And I do, all at the same time. So, what do you do when you have too many ideas, or you can't decide which way you want the adventure to go?
Right.
And remember, and I always put the disclaimer: if it goes the way you want, you're lucky. because no game survives the table. So, but I'm saying I've got all these ideas. Maybe I should start like mind mapping or do flow charts, things like that. I'm about ready to do brain dumps are good too. I'm just throwing out suggestions for people here now. So that's my cross to bear, right? Or that's something I just throw out. If you guys got an idea, what do you do when you create an adventure and you sit down and you try and prep it? What do you do?
For me, I'll grab Tome of Adventure Design by Matt Finch. Not, I don't have
Which
the
I should do.
I don't have the latest copy. I have two copies of the Frog God editions. I think different covers, and
I've got both.
yeah, and I really enjoy that. Now, I don't have the latest because I just Matt's stuff under Mythmere has been a font type or size that is not comfortable for my eyes, so I'll just grab that stuff in PDF if I want it. But he makes good
Um,
stuff. It really does.
It is. I've got the old Tome Adventure. Well, did I give that away? No, I didn't. Old Tome Adventure Design and his new one. Also, another good book when you can find it is Toolbox. Remember
Oh yeah.
Toolbox? That was during the 3E days. That was during the D20 days. And then they came out later, well, a few years later, with Ultimate Toolbox, which makes even more stuff. So that's the resources I guess we should use.
I guess
Uh,
so. I mean,
Hi, Dave.
hi Dave, Paul, and
See, that's the thing. I
yeah.
always I always use modules for D&D. I'm not creative enough to do it on my own. See, that's one of the problems that I find. If I decide to do a campaign of something like D&D or Hyperborea or Call of Cthulhu or something like that, I tend to feel not so much regular D&D because I can figure out what to do, but I always feel module bound, and I don't like being module bound because the modules will run out eventually,
Yeah.
and then you got to start doing your own thing. And after
Well,
a while, go ahead.
no, I was about to say, well, one other tool for your toolbox is pretty much any of the oh God, Raging Swan Press. Check,
Rage. Oh, those, yeah.
yeah, they've got some. Like I think right now they got the dungeon dressing stuff up on
Grandma,
table
hi.
folding. But I
But
mean, they're inspirational. They're drop in.
mhm,
So all these tools are great. And RPG Grandma, welcome,
yeah.
welcome, welcome, welcome.
Now, what you said you grab a Tome of Adventure Design if you're writing something for yourself, right?
Right. If I need inspiration on a
Uh-huh.
direction for it, but I'm also listen. I love random charts, but I don't like necessarily rolling on random charts. I like looking at random charts for inspiration and going, oh, this and this sounds awesome, as opposed to
Right. Another
4,
another
22.
another series which you can only find on Amazon, believe it or not.
Really?
What is their name? Madeline Hart. The Table Fables.
Don't know this one.
Table Fables 1, Table Fables 2, and Table Fables Modern. They're all on Amazon at a reasonable price. And Madeline Hale, she is so good. It's tables. It's tables for stuff, even creating adventures. Um,
Really?
yeah, pull it up on. I can't do it on. I'm on the iPad.
I'm getting it now. I'm getting it
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Go to Amazon Table Fables. Yeah, I think I sent her an email or something. I said these are really great. Can I get the PDF? Oh, I'm not doing a PDF. I'm on Amazon. Okay, well,
And I don't think she has
I thought you might have it a drive-through or something.
no, I don't think she has it on Kindle either. But here I'm gonna put the link up, but just to put things in perspective for
Yeah.
you. It's got nearly 13,000 reviews and 4.8 stars.
Yeah, it is
So
something.
that's pretty darn good. So let me drop the link in the.
I don't even know. I don't even remember where I found him. I think I was cruising on Amazon for something and it just popped up.
All right, so that's the link to book one. And if you go to book one, I'm sure you can find the other
Book two.
release. It's an affiliate link, folks, just so you know.
She also does this. Her books are about, I don't know, about 64, 75 pages, not very big. But she's got this one book of magic items. And I can't remember the name of it, but she's got this book of magic items that's like 300 freaking pages. And you just thumb through it and go, hey, I could use that. Hey, I could use that. I could use that. I could use that. Hey, here's an adventure waiting to happen right here.
By the way, I bought this back on June 13th, 2019. I got to find it on my shelves.
Just the first one, or
just so far, just the first one. Let's see. Mice of the Round Table. That's not it. I see book one, book two, Table Fables Modern.
yeah, those are the three, and the purple
Oh, I found the other one. Arcane
artifacts and
Curios.
yeah, curious. Yeah, that will get you started on an adventure too. There it is. Thank you, Dave. Arcane Artifacts and Curious Curios, 1,000 Magical Artifacts for Game Masters. I recommend all those books. She's great. She's great for stuff like this. I recommend all those books. And I didn't really want to turn this into like pimping products, but I guess it did. I just had a problem. I just want to talk about it. But, and yeah, RPG Grandma is right. Modules are good for inspiration.
Oh,
I've used them for inspiration. My friend Carlos, I handed him one of Bad Mike's, and remember the modules they sell at the con?
there's lots of them.
Yeah, but I mean the ones
Tom Wilson is Tom.
yeah,
Wilson?
Tom Wilson and Bad Mike, and I think it was the second one. I said, "Here, check this out," and he took it and he used it as an inspiration for a really good Hyperborea campaign.
Okay.
I was impressed because I could tell, because I read the module and I could tell at one point he stopped doing the module and went off on his own. And that's the kind of thing you want to do with a module. If you need for inspiration. If you want to run the module, go ahead. That's why I love modules like Isle of Dread. Where's the story? You make the story. They give you like what, umpteen plot hooks?
I'm about to say, yeah.
Yeah, pick one or two. Go for it.
Well, and that's the thing, right? When it comes to something, I used to love Dungeon Magazine back in the day. I was a subscriber from issue 1 because I didn't use much of it as written, but I certainly
I did.
I mined that constantly. I mean, I would take things whole cloth and then I would just start stitching to it. So but that was priceless.
Oh yeah.
Priceless.
Oh yeah. I didn't know this is how little I know that Mark's genre mixer, also Rob Conley's sandbox generator.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's nice.
What is it then? Is that in Majestic Wildlands or is it a separate book?
No, it's separate. All right, hold on.
Okay, that's why I don't have it. Okay,
hold on. I'm gonna have to I'll do a search for Bat in the Attic, Rob Store. Give me a minute.
I had a memorable week's trip to New Mexico with my then four grandkids. Now it's 6, and we stayed in a ski lodge. It was off season, and we stayed there, and we were tooling around New Mexico during the day, and at night I was running Isle of Dread with Labyrinth Lord.
Oh, okay.
And I picked the Find the Black Pearl, and They had a ball. They had a real ball. It was a lot of fun. And all week, we just, at night, we go out and they say, okay, after dinner, we'll start up again. And we just started up and it was great. We had a ball. I mean, then, well, at night, during the day too.
Right.
Yeah, but that was cool. That I was so pleased with that. Um, I remember Gage saying, "Use Advanced Lab with Lore. Use Advanced Lab with Lore. Advanced Edition. Why? Because there's one spell I want,
I need one spell, damn it.
and
One
it's
spell.
in there. I want it. Okay, fine. I'll use Advanced Edition." That was before Advanced came out, but yeah, okay, because I had both books there. So yeah, go ahead.
So, folks, link to Rob's How to Build a Fantasy Sandbox.
Yeah.
It's a Mithril bestseller on
Yeah.
Zarku. It is
I'm
extremely good.
as a GM, sometimes I'm a soft touch.
But and the thing, and the thing with Rob is Rob, and I mean this with all respect and compliment. Rob is the tortoise, and the tortoise and the hare. Rob will work on a project, and he's the slow and steady, but he always comes in on top notch, beautiful stuff. But he's not like Greg Christopher cranking out something every quarter.
Yeah.
Rob might take a year and a half, 2 years for his next project.
Hey.
Then it's perfect.
Yeah. I don't have any problem with that. As long as I'm the guy. As long as you deliver at a reasonable time, I'm fine with it.
Right.
I mean, you could be like this is the kind of attitude I think you have to have for like Kickstarters. It's like I go into a Kickstarter now just realizing this is not going to come out when it says it's going to come out. I don't care what your intentions are. Like Hell of a Town was supposed to be out last month.
Right.
And it wasn't, and it isn't. And it's like it said delivers in April. Yeah, I will take it. I will take my rum out and take a drink if it actually delivers when it's supposed to. And if I did more Kickstarters, I'd probably be a drunk. But
oops. Oh, by the way, folks, for those that came in a little bit after the beginning of the show,
we talked to City State.
Well, like a little bit of that hammering going on, or that thunking. That isn't the headboard. Okay, that is the roof.
That's my roof getting fixed.
Yeah, Glenn's roof is getting repaired. So just keep your minds out of the gutter, damn it.
That's why I'm in the dining room so we can actually talk. But how to build a fantasy. I think I saw that at last year's North Texas.
I think you're right. I think that the Black Blade.
I'm trying to remember if I don't think I bought a copy. I'm gonna have to correct that in a few weeks. Speaking of a few weeks, I'll announce this on our show tomorrow too. WizardCon 2. You will be there, right?
I will be there.
So will I.
Glenn, say it ain't so.
And Don is giving me a free ride, and I appreciate that. In fact, he went on Facebook and announced his special guests. I was one of them. I was like, I'm a special guest? Okay. What I found, not to knock Don or anything, but it said Glenn Hallstrom, Old Man Grognard, vlogger and game designer. I have never designed a game in my life.
Right. You've written.
I used what I got. I used the rules that are there to make games.
All right, so you're an adventure designer.
All right, fine. I'm an adventure. I do have.
Yeah, listen. You're in the circle.
I have books like this. Okay, that's got my notes in it. So yeah, I guess I am an adventure designer.
You're within the circle of trust, Glenn. You are in.
I'm in, and looks like Jason's going to be there too.
Nice.
Yeah, whatever I talk to Jason, it's whatever I'm doing. Is oh, I want to do it too.
Okay.
More power to you, man. You know,
Um,
and
cooperative,
it's going to be in Battle Creek, Michigan next year. And I told Becky I'll bring you back some cereal. Um,
cooperative Waffles wants to know what about Troll Lord Games material by Gygax about world building and adventure
yeah,
design.
what about that? I don't know anything about that.
Well, this is all stuff that was published, I guess, well over 20 years ago. Um, and I have, I think, one or two books in the series. I'll be honest with you. I think Gary did a great service for us, Legendary Adventures is a great game that I wish would come back into print and release. But his world building and adventure design stuff, I didn't. When I read it, oh my God, 10, 15 years ago, didn't impress me. Would it impress me now? Maybe. Did I back the Kickstarter? No, and it's nothing against the trolls. I've got limited funds. I am retired. I'm finally understanding
I'm
the fact
here.
that I'm retired. I
And
can't.
now, as of last month, Becky's retired too, so I'm doubly
Yeah.
retired. So,
So I can't like to say, hey, oh, unless somebody wants to make like $1,000 in affiliate buys at drive-through, I'm not going to be suddenly rolling in extra money. So I got to make my purchases have to be a bit more streamlined.
yeah,
So
same here.
I'm glad that the trolls are doing that. And that's also the Gary Gygax estate that's being run by Luke. Listen, glad to see stuff that was long out of print back in print. Doesn't mean that I need to back everything. I'm learning that. I'm an addict, all right? I'm an addict. The first thing you do is you got to admit it to yourself. Second, you got to admit it to others. And then the third, you actually got to follow what you're saying. So,
Well, I'm of the opinion now that I've been in the hobby for so long, and I've been in my film hobby, a hobby. Anybody who has a hobby or hobbies could be considered an addict.
mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, look at these guys who do the like doing the miniature trains.
Oh my God.
Same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I tell yeah, Becky is complaining about my gaming. I says, hey, you're lucky I don't collect trains.
Oh my God. You'd have every room in the house.
Yeah, yeah, I'd take over this house. And
Dare
she's
you get out of bed, you'll be stepping on a train, electrocuting yourself.
yeah, and she used to, well, she used to have issue with me going out to game, you know. And I said, you know what? I could be playing poker
Yeah.
and losing money.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and to me, as far as game stuff goes, um, to me, it's yeah, a purchase, but it's a purchase once.
hmm I mean that's the whole thing too. When Rach and I got married,
Uh huh.
my God, it's going to be 14 years in November. When Rach and I got married, I was in a Saturday night game online
Mm-hmm.
via Google Hangouts and whatever VTT we're using. It wound up being Roll20 in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And Rach was like, you know what? You're up in the room next to the bedroom until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, giggling and having a great time. She goes, I should be annoyed. But he goes, but my other option is to have you out at a bar until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning doing God knows what,
Yeah.
coming home, driving home in tox or whatnot. No, I'm very happy to have you, you know, gaming. And that's always been her attitude toward games. She's been very, very positive about it.
That's good. That's good. What was I going to? Oh, is Race retired?
Rach is retired.
Okay, so you got a double retirement there
We
too.
got double, yeah, we got double time. Now, I've told her, I said, listen, Rach, you have advanced certification in yoga instructing.
Mm-hmm.
She's not just a basic certification, she's got the advanced. I go, why don't you start, even if it isn't, do something with video and online, whatever. but use it. Even if you're not making money off it, at least use the training you have to bring joy to other people. So she's working on it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good.
We're working on it behind the scenes.
That is so good. Yeah, great. Um, we're weeks away from North Texas, and all I could think of now is April and Wizard Con.
Well, here's the thing too.
Because Don said he wants me there, he wants Mark there, he wants all of us there to set up tables and play gangbusters, and
Yep.
just have a good time. And
So, see, you saw that Gary over at North Texas the other day was saying, it's only 2 weeks away. And Gary almost gave me a heart attack because I went, I know when my flight is, and it's not 2 weeks away, it's 3 weeks. Oh my God, did I get the wrong?
ooh.
And no, Gary was off by a week.
And I can hardly wait to come to see you, Don. I always like to see new people who show up at North Texas because they are always blown away.
Yeah, you're gonna see Don. You're gonna see
Yeah.
Greg Christopher is gonna be there for his first time.
Yeah. And yeah, Gary's saying it's 2 weeks away, and I'm sitting here with my game book. Shut up!
3 weeks, Gary.
I only got-
weeks.
That's all I got. All the time I have left. Of course, I could have done this back like last October, but and in October, Becky and I will be married 25 years. Of course, after this show, I don't know if we'll still be married, but she can hear me in the other room. But that's the biz. It just happens that way sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's my God, man. It's time flies, and I was asked, if I was going to this convention, that convention, and I'm like, listen, I'm going to 6 conventions this year. And I'm driving to 5.
Wow, really?
I drove to Page, which is in Philadelphia, so that was about 3.5 hours. TotalCon's about 4.5.
Oh,
WizardCon is I'll just say half a day. Half a day, give or take. This time I had to give an extra hour and a half, but in any case, it's half a day. Central New York Con is going to be about 4.5 hours. That's the weekend after North Texas in June.
And North Texas, you fly to. I can understand.
North Texas, we fly.
I mean, you fly, but unless you're like Jim Wampler, who likes to do these crazy road trips, sometimes with Tim Kask. And I was also thrilled at WizardCon, I'll actually get to see Frank again. I haven't seen Frank Metzer in years. He stopped coming to North Texas. So nice to say hi.
Yeah, well, listen, as we all know, none of us are getting any younger. And those of us that are older are just simply getting older. And the range of wandering starts to close in. I know when I was talking to Tim Kask as I was leaving WizardCon, Tim was saying that he thought that WizardCon might be his last hurrah, his last convention, because those drives were getting to him.
Oh yeah.
He's not a spring chicken anymore.
Oh yeah. I mean, before Becky retired, she sat down and had the talk with me about the budget and how we're planning. She's got it tight as a drum. I mean, how we can pay for a mortgage on Social Security.
Okay.
I have no idea. But she's got it worked out. So we got to, we're trying to budget the food. We're trying, and this, that, and the other thing. And she's very lucky because my hobbies now, this and movies, are real. I mean, especially gaming has really started to slow down. I mean,
okay.
I try to remember the last game book I bought, and I can't remember. And I know it was probably at North Texas, so it was probably last year. But I would go raid half price books all the time, or the bookstores, or whatever. And I look at it and go, I'm pretty much got what I want.
Yep.
Now, movies, not so much because they keep coming on special edition stuff, but even that slowed down. So you get to the point in life where you've got the stuff you want and you just want to enjoy it. You just want to enjoy it. And I know that like game publishers don't want to hear that, especially WotC doesn't want to hear that. But
you don't want to give us money?
that's
What?
the way it goes, and I'm happy with that. I'm content with that. If I can go out and play games with my friends on a regular basis, I'm happy. I haven't done that in a year and a half, but that's a me problem.
No,
Yeah,
I
so this is why you see all those old fogies in front of the war games, playing the war games. They got their armies, they got their stuff, the rules, they're going. Boom. That's all they need.
That's all they need. Don't need no more.
Yeah, you know how that is. I am really running off at the mouth today. I don't know why.
You're allowed, Glenn.
Well, I've got, it's like I haven't put out an episode of my podcast in a week and a half.
Oh my God.
Yet I have a lot to say here. Go figure. And I don't see me putting another episode up until Monday. So I'm just barely kind of hanging on to Radio Grognard. Because I feel like I've pretty much scraped the bottom of the barrel. And now I'm digging a hole under it.
I showed this to Glenn last night. I dug this up. This was a very short-lived. I think it was a podcast.
Yeah, it was.
It was with me and Jason Paul McCartan, and I think it lasted 2 episodes. But damn it, I love the graphic. It reminds me of, it reminds me of you can have that as a bumper sticker on the back of your car. But Tenkar and the Grognard, imagine that.
I was thinking of Tank and Grog.
Tenkar and the Grog.
Yeah, something like that.
Tenkar and the Grog. WOSR 74.
Did I show you the Thaco's Hammer logo? We actually have a logo that I made.
Really?
Yeah, and I designed it exactly the way the logo for second edition AD&D looks.
Oh, damn.
But instead of, AD&D second edition,
right,
it said, Thaco's Hammer. And underneath it, in that font, that familiar font is the best damn AD&D second edition ever, podcast ever, or something.
Right.
Like that. Sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I was really proud of that. I even had a T-shirt of that one time, but then I ruined it. And if I can ever find that logo again, I'm making another T-shirt of it. Yeah. Speaking of T-shirts, and no, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there anymore. I've already pimped this episode. I don't need to pimp anymore.
I've had all I can pimp. I can't pimp no more.
No more. I'm Papa the Sailor Man. Yeah. Becky. I found out Becky educates me in religion real good because she's Christian and Messianic and all that. So she gets into the archaeology stuff and the history stuff. And she was the one who told me that the name, I think it was Yahweh, Jehovah, means I am.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting because I immediately pissed her off and turned around and go, oh, Jehovah, 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 Jehovah. I'm Papa the Sailor Man. Okay, got it.
So, all right, well, according to it means it can mean various things. I am, he that is, he brings into existence. It's the personal name of the God of Israel.
Yeah.
There, you see, AI doesn't always hallucinate. Not always.
Not as catchy as All Father Odin, but hey, it works for me.
It works for me, gosh darn it. It works for me.
He's right. I really do. Mark's right. I should be doing the YouTube, more YouTube. But yeah, I told you every time I do it, it's like the first thing I think of is Eric on live stream right now. I shouldn't do it when Eric's on live stream.
Oh, just do it.
I don't want to split. I don't want to split the audience.
Listen, last night at 8:00, Joe the lawyer was doing one of his I think it was only a 2-hour live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Normally he does these 4-hour live streams.
Oh God, yes.
With the guests, he had I think he had Alexander.
I remember for his first one was 6 hours, something like that.
It's like, oh my God, I gotta excuse me, hon, I gotta reserve a day, not just a couple of hours. I gotta reserve a day. But yeah, I think he had Alexander Macros on last night at 8:00 because of the hours that Alex is available. So we don't worry about it. You do what you're gonna do. I do oh, my son. Well, he doesn't know. He has no idea that I'm doing a live stream. How would he? I didn't tell him.
Yeah, there you go. You know that Tinker and the Badger. I thought you were talking about that revival of Save or Die that you and James and me did.
Oh no, that's another.
And that was even less episodes.
No, I think they lasted 3.
Yeah.
This was less than that. This was only 2.
But that review we did of Freebooters, I thought was probably the best episode and the best review I've ever done. And I'm glad James got in on that.
Yeah, that was
the best episode of the bunch, as far as I'm concerned.
Save or Die, whatever version that was, what we were stepping in on.
Yeah.
Would have worked if Vincent hadn't brought us in on false pretenses.
Well,
we all believed he was going to be part of the team, and then it's like, all right, I'm done. Hands off. It's all yours. We're like, what the fuck? Hey, I didn't sign up for this.
I could have told you about that one.
Yeah,
he's done that a couple of times before.
Yeah. But I don't think anybody just went, sayonara, sir. Like we did. I don't think he was expecting that.
I mean, I know you were expecting me. It was like, yeah, that's Vince. But James was like, what the hell? I'm out of here. I don't blame him, really.
No.
It sounds like he felt like he was sold a bill of goods or something, and did the old bait and switch.
Which it essentially was.
Yeah, to get him. I thought it was just to get him on there. I don't know. But I'm not going to speculate on that because Vince is Vince, and I like Vince, and well, we've already talked this point a long time, so I'm not even.
I don't need to beat that horse into glue.
Pretty much.
It's doing its own job to do so. It doesn't need.
I mean that's like bringing Ken up again,
Well, listen, wit is always entertaining, and I could beat that horse.
Ken the Wickman?
Yeah, because he keeps on resurrecting. He keeps on. There's always somebody finding new information out on.
If I ever have a pet cockroach, I'm going to call it Ken.
Do you really want a pet cockroach, man?
But I call it Ken because that's the way he is. He's like a cockroach. You cannot get rid of him. He keeps coming back.
I think, but it's not Ken. It's Wit. Oh wait, it's not Wit. It's Kenneth. No, I'm so confused. How many different names does this motherfucker have? Apparently, plenty.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm Ken Lipschitz now. Okay.
Oh, that would be a fun one, Mr. Lipschitz. Were you an Mr. Lipschitz? Let me ask you a question under oath. Were you an extra in The Walking Dead? Did you give yourself a name as an extra? You did. Were you tased?
Yeah, zombie third from the left.
No, he was the pickaxe or some shit like that. Because he was holding a pickaxe.
Oh yeah.
And then were you tased in an episode of the remake of MacGyver? And he was. That was his I was like, somebody pointed out that I just saw Ken Whitman on MacGyver. This is like a decade ago. I went, huh? And I
Well,
had to track the episode down, and sure enough, he's a security guard in a suit that gets tased.
he got more acting jobs than I did, which is zero. But I'm pretty much making peace with that anyway. I'm a community theater person, actor, and
Okay.
that's all. Oh, and a voice guy. And what I'm trying to build up is my rep as a GM. Um, you know, all these other things aren't panning out. I might as well throw all my weight into that and be a really good GM.
Oh, you are a really good GM.
Well, I mean consistent. And
You
what I
are.
mean by consistent is I know I'm consistently good, but do it consistently more often. Play
Oh,
more, basically what I'm saying. Run it more.
okay.
RPG Grandma, I think he has over 40 aliases.
He may, and those are only the ones we know about.
Yeah. Remember that dozen people you invited to the party? They're all Ken.
That way he can eat more and drink more. It
Oh
works out
boy.
well.
Oh boy. Oh, and I'm throwing yeah, I actually do have fun sometimes. I go to karaoke. I still go to karaoke. Rage, karaoke.
Oh,
Uh,
she's in the other room. She was like, I'll
uh,
spend time with the dog. I'm like, okay.
I know she wants to do her karaoke. We've
Oh
got
my
to
god.
figure out a way to either at WizardCon or in North Texas. We got to figure out a way to do karaoke. Go somewhere for karaoke, if nothing, just for bringing Raish.
So Mark, Ken sells himself as I will teach you how to be an actor. I you know what to say. Those who can do, those who can't teach.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
I'm
accurate.
I'm Ken Pencil Dice Whitman. Hi, also known as D-Bag. Hey, well, that was a little that was below the belt, wasn't it?
Just a wee bit there, Glenn. Just a jar.
Uh, what? The Beatles and Roaches. Oh yeah, they glued small chains to them and decorate the bug with. Those were dead, I think.
I would hope.
But if I ever see Ken Whitman and he's got like jewels glued to his back, I'll know what happened. Did you know that Hero Games was one of his nicknames was the cockroach of role playing games because
Never die.
it never died, never dies. I all more power to him. I still like a good hero game. I still like a good
Weren't,
champions game every once in a while.
weren't they part of or a co-company with Crown Enterprises for a while?
Funny thing is that yeah. Um, they got ICE as a distribution.
Oh, okay.
I don't. They're not doing that anymore. I believe, but that's back when they were like near the end of the original Champions Hero stuff, and it's like we can't afford to do this anymore. We need a distributor. So I said, hey, we'll do it.
Okay.
In fact, my fourth edition Champions book still says Iron Crown Enterprises in it. Yeah, but that was kind of like we need our product out, and they offered to come in with us, and I think that lasts like maybe 5 years, and then they finally started distributing their own, and so there's that. But like I said, all these games, more power to them. I love game companies that hang on and hang on and hang on, except for Palladium. No, not really Palladium. Palladium's cool. But
Palladium, the other company that will never die. The Great Treachery.
ooh,
Somebody, you remember the Great Treachery, right? When their accountant, whatever, stole all their money.
oh yeah. Is that one of the reasons why he licensed Rifts to Savage Worlds?
Oh, that was like a decade or worse. I think the reason
I thought
why.
that was because they had to recoup their losses or something.
Yeah, but I think they were trying to recoup losses from Robotech Tactics. Well, they lost the license in the middle of the actual Kickstarter, if I recall correctly. Yeah, Palladium has their ups and don't talk bad about Palladium though, because Kevin is very protective
He's
about.
always listening.
He's like, He's like the Eye of Sauron.
Pretty much.
Ooh, ooh.
This year, I think at the con, if I can find a copy, I'm actually going to get a copy of Pathfinder for Savage Worlds because I really would like. I'm really interested to see what they did with it and how they made it work for Savage Worlds.
That would be interesting.
Because like 3E, 3.5, and it's 3.5. Come on,
Well, 3.5.
3.5 versus the Savage World system this should be interesting.
Yeah, they're kind of diametrically in opposite directions. So yeah, so see how that all shook together. All right, but your grandma, yes, go. We'll be tired. We don't do this thing called work.
Good night, Grandma.
So after I finish this, I have to.
Good night, John Boy.
Oh my good night, Mary Ellen. Yes, we're showing our age. I got worms, garden worms.
Oh, thank you.
Via Amazon of all places.
I thought you were gonna.
I gotta put them in the garden. You got the worms, you put them in the garden.
I thought you were gonna say Donka had worms. I said I don't doubt it.
No. You don't got worms.
You got worms on Amazon. Now I've seen it. Now I've heard everything.
It's like, look at that. I can order the worms for the garden. So when I get off
you'd be surprised at what you can order. I mean, Becky uses CPAP. She ordered her last 2-3 masks from Amazon. She got tired of dealing with the distributors, the guys who want to make sure your machine's okay and you get the right thing. She said, to hell with it. I'm just going to go to Amazon and buy my CPAP mask.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm about ready to do that myself. She wants to get on CPAP. I'm thinking of doing it too. Although I won't be doing it at the con because I don't want to take that damn machine.
Dun, dun,
I hate that damn machine.
That damn machine.
I do.
It came right at you. I want to do it as Jaws, but I just don't know the dialogue well enough. Do the CPAP. Do the whole story of, it's like, and then the sharks came. And the CPAP machine came and it picked us off one by one.
We're going to need a bigger mask.
Yeah. We're going to need a bigger mask. Oh, shit. Well, Glenn, believe it or not, we've yapped away for nearly an hour. Well, and actually, we talked about stuff today.
We went all over the place. I can hardly see what's going to happen tomorrow night.
Yeah, and we got to say some stuff for tomorrow night. Now, tomorrow night,
we got Don and Tom and Mark, and 4 people in a room. Boom, boom, boom.
All right. So tonight at 8 p.m., Don, Tom, we got the vlog of many things deal going, and then tomorrow, Glenn, myself, Don, and Mark.
Don Samora and Mark Hunt.
We will be back with a live stream tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Of course, 8 p.m. Saturday will be Gamers Health. And I believe Sunday. I've been talking about doing an AMA, doing an Ask Me Anything. And I believe I will do it Sunday late afternoon. Excuse me.
I will not do a live stream then.
Well, you were going to do a live stream? Do a live stream.
I always think about doing a live stream.
In any case, it's going to be the AMA. It's going to be open for everybody to view.
Actually, I will be doing a live stream because I'm probably going to watch your show.
There you go.
Yeah.
But if you're a Tavern member, you'll be able to ask the questions. Otherwise, anybody can watch and listen. We've got a number of Tavern members. We want to reward them, so you guys get the first AMA. So line up your questions. I'll make sure I mention this.
Maybe we should. I noticed it's quiet. Maybe we should have done this at like 1:00 when they're lunch. I guess they're on lunch or something.
Well, 12 to 1, 1 to 2.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever, folks. Listen, thank you so much for hanging out with Glenn and I today. Glenn, I got to say, the iPad worked out really well.
Yeah, it's great. It's 44%, but I expected that. But it lasts a whole hour. Great. Let's push it to an hour and a half. See what happens.
2 thumbs up, Glenn. 2 thumbs up. No, I got to get out before it rains.
Okay.
It's been rainy out here. 8 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, cooperative. the evening live streams, unless one of us screws up with scheduling, is at 8 o'clock. The once a month on Sundays is at 7. That's on Rumble, so don't worry about it. All right, we'll take care of you.
Once a month Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, once a month Sunday, yo.
Yeah. Well, anyway, bye, Dave, and
and
goodbye, folks. Good night, folks. Good day, folks.
Good day,
Good
good
night,
day.
folks.
Good day. Good day. Have a
Crocky,
good
good
day.
night.
Good day.
Right.
Put another shrimp on the barbie. There you
Use my
go.
Apple Pencil to take us away. There we go.
Yeah. Work out that problem there with that pencil. All right.